Hello everyone, Zane here and welcome to another Final Fantasy XIV video. So today, I'm going to show you guys how to farm the heliometry tomestone. Now please remember that this tomestone is always changing during the major patches, 0.0, 0.2, and 0.4, where the cap tomestone replaces this tomestone here, and this one goes discontinued and then removed from the game. So when you're coming to this video in the future, remember that this tomestone will most likely have a different name, but the way of getting them is always going to be the same. I'll let you know what is relevant and what is going to be irrelevant going into the future. So I'm going to refer to the heliometry as the uncapped tomestone and the mathematics as the capped tomestone. So the first thing you want to do is do your roulettes every single day. So expert, you get 60 uncapped and 40 capped by default. And then what you'll get for the dungeon is going to be here, the underkeep of the missile terminal, which is current. And if you get those, you're going to get extra 80 uncapped and 50 capped. Okay, and plus if you get a new player, you also get a bonus in the tomestones that you get as well. I know that for sure because when I did my trial roulette, I ended up getting a new player and then ended up getting tomestones that were not in the roulette itself. Next is the level cap dungeon, which is going to be 100 uncapped and 15 capped. But if it's going to be the field station, is going to give you 60 extra uncapped and 30 capped. But if it's anything below that, it's going to be 50-20, up to at least level 100. Anything before that, obviously, is not going to give you anything. High level dungeons is only going to give you 120 uncapped tomestone, 100 poetics, but nothing of the mathematical ones. Okay, so that's only going to give you through the roulette itself. What you get from the dungeon is going to be poetics. Leveling, because it's a leveling roulette, you're only going to get 100 uncapped and 20 capped, and that's it. Trial, 60 uncapped and 15 capped, but determines what you get as well. If it's the current one, it's 12-7. If it's recollection, 12-6. And if it's interfos, it's 10-5. So next is the main scenario, only going to give you 100 uncapped and 50 capped and 350 poetic. So this one you can skip if you don't want it. The Alliance raid, 120 uncapped, 50 capped, and 120 poetics. But if you get them specifically, it's 150 uncapped and 20 capped for the second walk, and 150 uncapped and 15 capped for the first walk. Going into the normal raid, you're going to get 60 uncapped and 20 capped tomestones plus 80 poetics. But if you get the current tier, it's going to be 20 uncapped and 10 capped for each one. But if you're doing the one from the previous tier, it's 10-5. And then of course you got mentor if you have this unlocked, 30-10. And of course if you get anything below level 100, you won't get more than 30-10. Front lines, it's going to be 50-20 regardless of what you get for the day. And if you go and look at each of the front lines, it's going to be 50-50 and 20 each one. So it doesn't really matter which one you get. If you do the casual match with Crystalline Conflict, it's 20-20 and of course 10, win or lose. Okay, so that's going to be your roulettes every single day. So please note that the roulettes are going to be static every single expansion. They will always give you tomestones. So before we get into the next thing, which is the hunt, you have to, number one, get to level 50 and unlock the second lieutenant, which is 2 ranks below captain, which is the max. You'll find your lieutenant at your Grand Company will have the quest, Let the Hunt Begin. Once you have unlocked that, you can now get the hunt unlocked for the rest of the expansions. Then you guys can do the A rank trains and then S ranks and then double S ranks to get your tomestones as well. So I did pre-record myself doing some of the ranks, and I'll let you know exactly what ranks will give you how many tomestones in each expansion. So the hunt train is basically a group of people that goes through the zones killing the A ranks. They usually have scouts, so they know exactly where to go. So A ranks and a Rememberborn all the way up to Endwalker will give you 10 heliometry each, while Dawn Trail A ranks will give you 20. If you kill an S ranks from a Rememberborn up to Endwalker, you get 30 heliometry, but S ranks in Dawn Trail will give you 80. If you kill an S rank in Shadowbringers and beyond, there's a chance that you will get double S ranks, which will give you 50 heliometry if it's below Dawn Trail, and 100 heliometry if it is in Dawn Trail. So make sure that you join Hunt Link Shells and Cross Link Shells to go to other servers and do those A ranks and S ranks when they are called. Sometimes they do wait if you're trying to traverse the other servers, but if you don't get there in time, don't make a big deal about it. You'll just get to the next one. But make sure you do these hunt trains, A ranks, S ranks, and double S ranks whenever you can, because it will give you a crap ton of tomestones. Also, I forgot, when Dawn Trail is over and we get to 8.0, the tomestones that you get in Dawn Trail will be as equal to the ones in Rememberborn up to Endwalker. So these will be static. Next is the Deep Dungeon Heaven on High. Basically, it's a roguelike piece of content, so it always will be changing every single time you go in there. But usually the enemies and all that are static based on what floor you're at. You must have completed Palace of the Dead, floor 50, in order to unlock Heaven on High here in the Ruby Sea in Stormblood. Your Aetherpool armor is going to be your offense and your defense, so the higher you go, the more power you have and less damage that you will take. You must open silver chests for that to happen, but sometimes they blow up and sometimes they don't give you an increase. So once you have completed floors 1 through 30, you can now spam the 21 to 30 floors to constantly get your tomestones. Okay? This is very casual friendly, so they're not too difficult to do. And these will always give you the relevant tomestone, even though this is old content. This is the only old piece of content that actually gives you relevant tomestones, and that's even going back into the Palace of the Dead in Rememberborn. So the floor 30 boss is a Titan clone. He's only got like 5 mechanics or 4. A fist slam, a foot slam that sends up in the air, just be under a cloud in the outer ring to make sure that you have a safe spot to stand, and of course get out from where he is pounding, because that's going to be a proximity AoE. And then he does like a half room cleave. If you use a frailty on him, that reduces his defense. A strength on you will increase your offense to make this a joke. If you have any of the 3 magicites, a Freak, Groot, or Titan, pull first and then use them, because it does massive damage. If you get an Odin, it's a one shot and you don't have to worry about him. Other than that, basically you kill him, you get your tombstone for leaving, your Aetherpool armor will increase, and then you get a pot shard for rewards that you can pass in at a later time. So it does have more than just tombstones that you can get for doing this boss. So upon leaving the duty, you're going to get 15 mathematics, 60 heliometry, and 30 poetic tomestones, a pot shard, and some gil, and any accursed hordes that you find. So those tomestones are going to be static. So last but not least, the Occult Crescent. I'll make sure to link the video on how to unlock this in the description. So you have 2 things, Fates and then Critical Encounters. Unlike Boja and Eureka, Fates do not give you nothing except the currency. And the Fates will give you tomestones and of course the currency as well. So you want to do these every single time they pop up. And they pop up quite frequently. So just like Eureka and Boja, you have to get gold in these fates or critical engagements in order to get the max reward of 20 heliometry and 10 mathematics. This is only going to be static until Dawn Trail becomes irrelevant, and then it's going to go down to poetics in 8.0. So try to get as much as you can done now while you can. Becoming a tank is the easiest way to get gold, solo or in a party. And my honorable mention is of course treasure maps. You get 1 per day. You unlock a treasure map gathering in Wineport, Treasures and Tribulations, and then you can gather with Botanist, Miner, and or Fisher. But with Fisher you need the snagging ability. So Gargantua, Brax, and Lobo will only give you heliometry outside of the treasure map dungeons. You can get 10, or if you're lucky 30 for the big one, but inside the dungeons you get mathematics. So you only can get 1 per day, so it's 18 hours, and you can check it here in the timer section. Okay, if you want the Gargantua, it has to be in living memory. Everything else will be inside of Dawn Trail. Just use the ability if you don't get one because they're hidden. You have to use the ability Luck of the Mountaineer or Pioneer to unearth them. Okay, so make sure you have one open, have one in your chocobo saddle, and then one on you because they're unique and you can have one. You can buy as many as you want off the market board, but if you're trying to get gil, you probably don't want to buy them because they're going to give you less than what you actually pay for them. So be very wary about that, but the more people you have doing it, the more heliometry that you will get. Okay, so that's pretty much going to be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to check out the rest of my channel for more Final Fantasy XIV content, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care. And that's it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you're new for more Final Fantasy XIV content and help with the YouTube algorithm. If you guys want to support my channel even further, consider becoming a YouTube member, Patreon supporter, or help me on Ko-Fi. The links for those will be in the description down below, as well as my Discord. And an extra special shout out to the members on screen. So until next time, if you ever walk in the glorious light of Lord Bahamut, and always remember to keep forging ahead.